I've been using my sexual energy to get back into the gym. I've been using my sexual energy to create content. I've been using my sexual energy to learn skill sets. I've been using my energy for me. That's what I'm preaching to you guys. Use your energy to build up who you are from right now to where you want to be. It don't matter if you're 18, 30, 40, 50, bro. This is a continuous journey. It don't stop till we dead. Self-progression don't stop till we dead. Yo, what's good, guys? It's Shower here, back with another video on this Sunday rising. I'm feeling good. The sun is out. It's been raining and cold all week. Got some sun. I'm soaking it in always. So today I want to talk about the power of sexual discipline and why you need to add abstinence to your repertoire, to your tool on this journey to self-mastery. So why I started practicing sexual abstinence or working on my sexual discipline. I started because at one point in time it was a vice. It was a bad vice that I had developed late. I developed that vice, 21, 22, and I just went crazy. That whole year that I started, I knew I needed to understand that and realize that I had to get that under control in order to become the best version of myself. So that's why I come to you today to tell you guys the advantages, how you can use this in order to level up. So I'm gonna share with you a couple reasons why I decided to work on sexual discipline. One being having a better connection with the source. And when I say having a better connection with the source, when you're really focusing on yourself, when you're alone, a lot of the time, you start to develop a connection with the earth. You start to develop a connection with yourself. You start to listen to yourself more. You start to also develop more self-love because you're alone most of the time. So if you aren't spreading your energy, if you aren't spreading your seed, and you're really focusing on you and developing what you already have in you to become the best version of yourself, then guess what? You're building that relationship with yourself, and you're building that relationship with the source. Less problems, less stress. When you're out there spreading your seed, when you're out there giving your energy out all willy-nilly, it can come with a lot of problems. It can come with a lot of psychological problems. It can come with a lot of financial problems because, you can be going on dates. That stuff costs money. When you're going on dates, you meet different people. You meet chaotic people. You meet toxic people. That's a mental tax. And you spreading your seed, you giving your energy out, your physical energy, and you're tired all the time, bro, that's a lot of stress on your body. It's not really much scientific data backing it, but I believe we start to build our body back. Like, if we aren't giving our energy out to other people, we start to use the energy for other things. And one of those things could be going to the gym, working out. So I've cut out the sexual acts and I've transmuted it by going to the gym. So I've been building my body, getting cardio, lifting, working my limbs and working my mind. I always talk about minding your business. Well, when you're minding your business, you have more time to spend with loved ones, and you have more time, more energy to create your own business, create the best version of you. You have more time and energy. What's wrong? How can you not benefit from that, Also, higher quality of women. So when you're building you, when you're focusing on you, you attract people that are like you. So I've attracted higher qualities of women since I've been focusing on me. I've been attracting people that focus on them. So they're building the best version of themselves while I'm building the best version of myself. If we're talking about law of attraction, I can only meet that type of person. I can only meet a reflection of me. So that's another reason why I decided to work on sexual discipline. Well, that's a plus. That wasn't really a reason. One of the primary reasons why I decided to do this was to help with my mental clarity. When it comes to building, when you're discovering self, when you're discovering what your path is and how you're going to discovering what your vision is, you have to have mental clarity. And as a man of purpose, as a man of source, as a man of the creator, I've built that vision. I don't know what the path looks like. That's up to the creator. But I have to have mental clarity. I have to have silence in my mind in order to maintain sanity. Like when you have less distractions when you're practicing sexual abstinence, because even though you're meeting people, when you have sex, you're releasing dopamines and endorphins and all that scientific stuff that really affects your mind, and that really clouds your judgment as well, as when it comes to meeting a certain person, meeting whoever that person is. You have to have mental clarity in order to continue on this journey in the right way, in a righteous way. You have more alone time. I do spend a lot of time alone now. Whether that be 2 to 3 hours spending with somebody else, I'm using that 2 to 3 hours to build me. I'm using that 2 to 3 hours to become the best version of myself. I'm using that money I could be spending while on those 2 or 3 hours, I can be using that money to fund me, using all my resources and all my time and energy for me. So, and developing a better relationship with God, and developing a better relationship with me. I just think that's when it comes to peace, that's very important. I value my peace very much so. So having that alone time and having less distractions, it's easier. It makes it easier on you in order to keep going along this path. I talked about having a healthier body, developing a healthier body earlier. And when it comes to your sexual essence, all your sexual essence is built up in the root chakra, built up in your reproductive organs. So if you have that energy, if you are spilling that energy consistently, you have nothing there to create with. So when you abstain from sex, that energy is just built up, and you can use that energy to go work out. You can go use that energy to transmute and create ideas, create businesses. It's the sexual essence is creative energy. So if you're using that energy to have sex with multiple people, giving it out all willy-nilly, it's harder for you to really work on yourself, focus on yourself. So I really believe keeping that energy, you're moving it up your vertebrae, you're moving up on your chakras. That energy is ultimately going back to your brain, because when you spill your semen, you're being drained from the brain. This is the most powerful organ. It takes a lot of energy to release your seed. So when you don't release, all that energy is staying in your body. It's revitalizing. It's going back into your brain. You got more brain power now. Your organs can work better now. So I just feel like it's best if we go through those periods of practicing semen retention, practicing abstinence, and keeping that energy for you. Also, the sexual desire is the most powerful desire that humans have. So we can use, like I said, that energy in that root chakra to create. That's the most powerful energy, is the sex desire. That's like, they say animals, they use their energy moderately. They use their energy to reproduce. Humans, it's just open season. We just do whatever with it. We got free will. God gave us free will, but we abuse devices. We abuse sex. We abuse weed. We abuse alcohol. We have to use these vices in moderation if we're going to use them. That's how I feel about it. And when we are using this energy to fuel us, building up us, that's the whole purpose of this journey, to become the best version of ourselves. So keep your energy, man. Go on periods of abstinence. I encourage you. I think it's very important to do that. Also, in the Bible it says 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 3 and 4, it says, it is God's will that you should be sanctified, that you should avoid sexual immorality, that each of you should learn to control your own body in a way that is holy and honorable. I believe when you practice sexual abstinence, you're developing that self-love. So you're building respect for yourself in the same time. Once you've gone on this journey for a little bit, you start to be mindful of who you have sex with. You be mindful of who you spend your time and energy with, because it's sacred at this. Once you experience the peace that comes with being abstinent and not practicing or engaging in sexual activities over a period of time, you just start being mindful of who you let be in your space. You be mindful of who you let be in your energy, who you're interacting with. You just be mindful of all of that, because you're picking up on all of that. Your senses are heightened when you're practicing sexual abstinence, because you got more focus, you got more clarity. When it comes to relationships, it's easier to discern who is for you and who is not. That's what I like about abstinence as well. Like, you become choosy, you become picky, because you can see through a person. Once you have a conversation, it only takes one conversation to see what a person's about and what their intentions are with you. So it's easier to discern who can be on your team and who can't. That's why I like abstinence as well. You also start to see the people you have interacted with. You start to see you start to poke holes in them as well, because when you have sex and then you just go to not having sex, you start to see the red flags again that you ignored when you coming off that sex high. So it's important that we practice abstinence in beginning of relationships. It builds a better foundation, and you really get to know a person for who they truly are and not for what they offer sexually or physically. First time I practiced sexual abstinence was probably 2021. I think I was going a couple weeks without, 2021. I started going a couple weeks without it. Then I started going a couple months. Then I started going 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. I've gradually working my way up. So right now, this year my goal was 6 months. So next year I might do 6 months straight. I need to stop saying I might. I'm gonna do 6 months straight next year. So you got to start off with where you at, because it's a journey. Some people can't just go cold turkey, because that messes with your psychology and your mental. That can mess with your mental health. So work your way up. Figure out, go 1 day, go 2 days, go 3 days, go a month, go 2 months, go 6 months. You just got to work your way up, because it's a journey. It's a reconditioning of the mind. So start with where you at and implement this tool into your toolbox. Also, I have an unpopular opinion. I may have an unpopular opinion. I think masturbation is included in the abstinence. I don't think you can practice abstinence by also indulging in self-pleasure. I think you should abstain from it all. Like, the urge is powerful. It's definitely powerful. But you can do it. I've done it. I'm doing it. So masturbation, I don't think it's right. I don't think it's righteous. I think we should leave it alone. I leave it alone. I live for where it is. If it ain't with a woman, it ain't getting done. You feel me? I ain't hitting no rocks off. So how y'all feel about that? Y'all think masturbation is included in that? Y'all think you can indulge in self-pleasure when it comes to abstinence, when it comes to celibacy? Give me y'all thoughts. I don't know. That's my opinion, though. I think it's cheating, to be honest. I think it's cheating. I noticed as well when I started to develop this sexual vice that I was looking at women as objectives and not humans. Now I'm getting a better understanding of how humans work and how I should be moving. Now that I have the clarity to start to see people as me. People are a reflection of me. I am you, you are me. So I'm starting to look at humans more in a neutral tone now. I'm starting to look at women in a better light. Like I said, I was looking at women as objectives. That's a terrible mindset to have. That's a terrible mindset to have. We are all humans. We are all of one species. So now, and we're just like nature, we're all a part of source. So now I look at women like I would look at these trees. But that might not be a great analogy. But you kind of understand what I'm trying to say. It's like, so I'm starting to look at everything as me and me as everything. Why did I decide to work on sexual discipline? To become the greatest version of myself. I know I needed to do it. You need to do it. We all need to do it. We all need to have some type of self-control when it comes to our vices. Sex just happened to be one of my vices. Because I don't drink. Well, I drink from time to time, but I don't smoke, you know. So I have control over all that stuff. But sex was the biggest thing I've been struggling with for the last, year. So that's what I decided to tackle. Sexual activity. I've grown a better connection with source. I've grown a better connection with myself. I'm becoming more aware of who I am and where I'm going. I just feel like once you cut out those vices, it's a better connection. Like I say, you got a connection from source to you. It's a connection, and you don't want to have static in that connection. Because when you have static, it's hard to go on that righteous path with the Creator. It's harder to walk in your life when you got static in the connection. Less stress. You're giving your energy to less people. You're giving your resources and time to less people. You're giving it all to yourself. So guess what? Once you really focus on yourself, it's harder for life to be hard when you're focusing on yourself. Since I've been focusing on myself, man, life's been easy. Life's been great. If you ask me, at any point, life's great. Yeah, I do have ups and downs, but man, life's great. For real. A healthier body. I've been using my sexual energy to get back into the gym. I've been using my sexual energy to create content. I've been using my sexual energy to learn skill sets. I've been using my energy for me. That's what I'm preaching to you guys. Use your energy to build up who you are from right now to where you want to be. It don't matter if you're 18, 30, 40, 50, bro. This is a continuous journey. It don't stop till we dead. Self-progression don't stop till we dead. If you stop, I believe, if you stop trying to progress yourself, I think you're dead. I think you're just walking, just roaming the earth with no purpose. That's how I feel. So this journey is continuous. It never stops. You're never going to master sexual discipline. You're never going to master anything because it's a continuous journey. It's nature. It's nature. As I'm building myself up, I'm starting to meet higher quality of people. I'm starting to meet higher quality of women. Like I said, you are me, I am you. The problems the common man usually have, I don't have those problems. I don't have women problems. I don't have money problems. I'm living life in abundance. I'm living below my means. I'm living in a way that's best for me. Life gets easier when you stop. Life gets easier when you stop trying as much, when you start going with the flow. But I also said that you die when you stop progressing. Well, what I can say, you can merge the two. Doing what you love every day, that's progressing in my book. If you go a day without doing what you love, you're basically just dying. When it comes to your soul, when it comes to your mental, your emotional health, that's how I feel. So this is sexual abstinence is my thing, is my vice. Sex is my vice. But whatever vice you have, practice abstinence with it. Whether that be food, fasting. I like to fast as well. I haven't fasted in a minute. I gotta fast soon. Fasting, sexual abstinence, all these things to really get self-control and really mastering. You ain't gonna master it. I said you ain't gonna master it, but learning how to control, having self-control, that's very important on this journey, man. So I appreciate you guys for watching. I really encourage you guys to fast, practice abstinence from whatever vice you may have, and man, lock in on yourself, focus on yourself, use the energy for yourself, create, do what you love to do, make the world a better place. That's all I gotta say, man, today. Peace.